host, Petra Schulte. I'm a nutrition educator, and I'm very excited to share with you about the Eat Smart, Live Strong program. It's one of 4 fun and social interactive sessions. Well, we're doing it on video, but I'm going to encourage you to interact with me during the program. So the Eat Smart, Live Strong sessions are designed to help older adults adopt 2 behaviors that may improve your health and your overall well-being. And the 2 behaviors are: eat at least 3.5 cups of fruits and vegetables every day, of which 1.5 cups should be fruit and 2 cups vegetables. And then participate in at least 30 minutes of moderate intense physical activity most days. So this session 1, is reach your goals step by step. And our objective for this session is that you as a participant can describe 3 benefits of eating at least 1.5 cups of fruits and 2 cups of vegetables every day. So what are the benefits? And that you can describe 3 benefits of participating in at least 30 minutes of moderate intensity physical activity on most days of the week. And that you can state your goal for eating more fruits and vegetables and how you plan to meet the goal. And that you state your physical activity goal and how you plan to meet the goal. So that's very exciting. So what I would like you to do is get some materials. I'd like you to get a pen or pencils and a piece of paper. And I also hope that you've had a chance to print out the handouts. One of the handout is for this activity is how did I do yesterday? So that's the handout that you need. How did I do yesterday? So our first session, Eat Smart, Live Strong, in this series is reach your goals step by step. And that's what we need to do often. Just take 1 step at a time. Don't get too overwhelmed with huge goals, but have shorter goals for a longer reaching goal. So I like to introduce myself, and I would love to get to know you too, and we have to do this through this form of the video. So my name is Petra Schulte, and I've been a nutrition educator since 2005. And I've worked in public schools, K through 12. I teach health, and I've had the fortitude of teaching nutrition education for K through 12 students. And then I have worked more for the public in our community, teaching nutrition education classes. So my personal goal actually for this series has been to do half an hour of physical activity. Often I get so busy that I don't take the time to walk on a regular basis, and so this has been my goal, to do half an hour of walking with my dog every day. So I mentioned to you before, we want to increase or eat more fruits and vegetables and get more physical activity. And it depends on your activity level, your age, and also your gender, how many cups of fruits and vegetables you're eating. But generally, we can say eat at least 3.5 cups of fruits and vegetables. And I'm going to give you an example. I have this handy dandy 4-cup measuring cup. So if you figure if you can fill this with fruits and vegetables, then you're in good shape. So I'd like you to think now, what are some of the benefits that you think of eating 3.5, maybe 4, you can always do more, cups of fruits and vegetables. What do you think, why is it so helpful to eat fruits and vegetables? So take a moment, you can pause the video if you like, and write down on a piece of paper why you think eating fruits and vegetables is so good for your body. I mean, what's the big deal about fruits and vegetables? So I'll give you a moment to do that. You can pause the video if you like. Okay, so I hope you came up with a list of why it's so important. So let's check whether some of the benefits you wrote down are similar to the ones I'm going to share with you. So you can get vitamins, minerals, and fiber to maintain good health. Maintain regularity, that's helpful. It helps prevent or delay the effects of chronic diseases, so chronic conditions such as obesity, diabetes, hypertension, and heart disease. And it adds color, taste, and variety to the diet. And we have a great example of that color and variety right in front of us. So the handout that we have today is how did I do yesterday? How did I do yesterday? So we're going to look over this. So if you have your pencil ready or pen, I would like to invite you to think about the recommendations and of eating 3.5 cups of fruits and vegetables every day, and maybe is that something that you think you can do? Maybe is it hard for you to eat more fruits and vegetables? So like think about what could be your obstacles, because it's good to know what your obstacles are, because then you can gauge it better and see if you can overcome these obstacles. And when you acknowledge that these recommendations can be a bit overwhelming, it can help you tackle it a little bit better. Every little bit of eating more fruits and vegetables helps. So you could eat fruits and vegetables as a snack. You can add them in wraps. You can add them to soups. You can add them, eat some fruit or some vegetables before your main meal. You can have more vegetables as side dishes. I mean, there's so many ways of doing this. So let's, yeah, we did that. So now we'll do a skill building activity on how you did yesterday with your handout. And what we're going to do now is estimate a cup of fruit and vegetable. And I'm going to guide you through this. So let's start with fruit. So here, by the way, if you display fruit like in a fruit basket, or here how I have it set up, it's very inviting and encourages people to eat more. A cup of fruit, so a cup and a half of fruit a day. Now I put the bell pepper in. Most people actually would put it in the vegetable group, but it is a fruit because it has seeds. But I'll put it, you can have it either way. I'll put it here in the middle. So 1 cup of fruit / vegetable would be medium-sized bell pepper. Then a medium apple, a large orange, this is not necessarily a large banana, but here is like a larger banana, would be 1 cup. We have a kiwi wine at home, So 3 of our small kiwis, probably in the store if you get 2 big kiwis, that would be a cup. Also dried fruit would be half a cup. So here this would be a full cup, but here it's half a cup of dried fruit. And then of course you don't just have to rely on fresh fruits and vegetables, but applesauce would be fine. You can have frozen fruits easily, where you can make a smoothie, or you can make a fruit salad with it. And so frozen, 100% fruit juice could work, though there is no fiber in juice, so you have to be a little bit careful, especially if you have diabetes. So I would recommend eat the fruit with the fiber rather than with juice. And then the fresh fruits are great too, and frozen or canned. But when you eat canned fruits, make sure there's no added sugar. So let's look. I'm going to scoot this. Scoot this over a little bit. Let's look at our veggies. So I have this delicata squash. So this would be 2 cups. So I cut it in half, and that's about 1 cup. So half of this delicata squash is 1 cup of vegetables. Again, you could use canned. So here I have canned pumpkin. This is 2 cups of canned pumpkin, so half of it would be a cup. The whole can would suffice for your vegetable intake every day. But again, I like to encourage you, you can always do more, but that's the least that would be helpful. 1 cup would be 2 stalks of celery, like 3 spears of broccoli, or these 3 different size florets of cauliflower. This would be, the beet would be 1 cup of vegetable. 2 small carrots, or if you have a much larger, this is not a much larger one, but if you have a much larger one, then 1 carrot would be 1 cup, or 2 smaller ones. And sweet potato, medium-sized sweet potato, would be 1 cup of vegetables. And I love eating sweet potatoes in the morning, so I can easily eat 1 or 1.5 of these. This would be probably more like 1.5 cups or 2. And the only difference, it's all 1 cup or a piece. But here we have leafy greens. Leafy greens, that's more like 2 cups. So 2 cups leafy greens, whether it's spinach. This one is kale from my garden. 2 cups of that constitute as 1 cup of vegetables, and that's kind of gives you an idea. But here is a very special group, and that's I have a cup of beans, cooked beans, or cooked peas, dry cooked peas. So from dry beans, either from a can, or if you cook it yourself, it's a little cheaper. 1 cup is part of the vegetable group, and that is very interesting because they're also part of the protein group. Beans, lentils, and dried peas are legumes, and they're a great protein source because they give you also iron and zinc. And they also are in the vegetable group because they are rich in potassium and very rich in fiber. I mean, these are the superfoods for fiber. So you can count a cup of cooked legumes also in your vegetable group. So what I'd like you to do now is take your hand out. How did I do yesterday, now that I explained roughly what a cup of a fruit and vegetable represents? And what I would like you to do is under fruits, in the first one, check off whether you ate 2 cups, 1.5, 1 or half a cup, or none. And then do the same for the vegetables, whether you ate 2 cups, 1.5, 1 half, or none. And then total it at the bottom. Write that down. So you can turn off the video or pause the video for a moment so that you can do this activity and figure out how many cups of fruits and vegetables you came up with. Okay, so I'm very curious whether you matched the recommended minimum 1.5 cups of fruits and 2 cups of vegetables every day. Let me see if I wanted to say anything else. I did mention, I think, maybe I didn't for vegetables. Well, I did for the fruit, but you can use frozen vegetables, canned low sodium vegetables. Low sodium really helps. Also, some other ideas where you can add vegetables. You can add them to sandwiches. You can just actually, even for breakfast, you could munch on a cup of romaine lettuce. It's very tasty and it's rich in calcium. 100% vegetable juice could also work. Just make sure it's low sodium. And you can just snack on vegetables, maybe with some hummus, and get that way, get more fruits and vegetables in your diet. So that is it for today's session on figuring out how many fruits and vegetables you're eating. And there is another session on goal setting that I encourage you to look at. Another session also I like you to look at is the one on physical activity, and then for that one we'll use the same handout that we just used. How did I do yesterday? And my name is Petra, and I'm delighted to be here offering nutrition education for you. That was created, the program was created by USDA, SNAP-Ed, and I really appreciate it. It's a wonderful program. See you in the next video.